All right, guys, so we got to talk about something that seems shocking on its face, but it's really not all that shocking when you realize that the people that are claiming to be against fake news, that claim to be against misinformation slash disinformation, are the biggest pushers of misinformation slash disinformation out there. Mainly because what they classify to be disinformation or misinformation is just simply whatever goes against the Democrat Party narrative, okay? It's not about actual truth. In fact, no, it's not about that. It's about if you go against the Democrat narrative, that is deemed to be misinformation. And this right here, this story right here, that comes from TikTok influencer and attorney Preston Moore, kind of proves that point, as he alleges that he was offered money, about $400, to spread false information about President Trump related to the January 6th investigation. Now, he was offered this money by a non-profit called the Good Information Foundation, which is being led by Rick Steagall, who used to serve as President Obama's Undersecretary of State for Public Diplomacy and Public Affairs from 2014 to 2016. Now, the stated goal, the mission of this nonprofit is to fight against disinformation, because they claim that good information is the lifeblood of democracy. Hence the name Good Info Foundation, right? The Good Information Foundation. Except they're not actually concerned about putting out good information or true information. They're simply a nonprofit that is tasked with trying to push a certain narrative, whether or not it is true or not true. And I think that this TikTok here from this attorney kind of proves my point. Take a look.
I was just offered $400 to make an anti-Donald Trump propaganda post related to the January 6th investigation that is completely not true. I should start out this video by saying I'm not a Donald Trump supporter, so that should give a little bit of context to where I'm coming from. I'm an attorney. I post legal news and analysis on related topics. Okay, here we go with the story. So first thing first, I get an email from somebody with the Good Info Foundation. We'll talk about them a little more in a minute. I'm going to refer to this person as Jane. Jane sent me a message letting me know she represented the Good Info Foundation and that she was willing to offer a paid collaboration to discuss some topics related to January 6th. I said, sure, why not? I'll learn some more. Jane says the Good Info Foundation will give me $400 to make a post on my page and then share it to Instagram. So you see that blue link? All right, here we're going to follow it. These are the specific requirements in order to obtain that $400 of how I should refer to the January 6th Capitol raid. Number one, I must call this a criminal conspiracy. Number two, I must say Trump Republicans were responsible. Number three, I must frame it as an attack on my country, an attack on America or Americans, a criminal conspiracy, and a committed crime. I must attribute the matter to MAGA Republicans. I must make clear that this was ongoing and unresolved. And most importantly, that I must channel all of this unto the manipulation of voter agency so that I could turn their anger around this event into defiance that would make people more likely to vote in midterms. And the thing that struck me the most was this part, where I was told to talk about the aspects of the Trump campaign's plan. And I was supposed to say that the Trump campaign paid literally millions of dollars to make January 6th happen. So I figured, maybe I missed something. So I said, hey, Jane, what is the basis for the claim that the Trump campaign itself paid millions of dollars to make the January 6th siege of the Capitol happen? Jane doesn't answer the question. Hi, Preston, if you don't want to state that in the video, it's fine. You don't have to use all the bullet points provided. So I kept going. Sure, I'm just wondering if there's support for that claim. Jane doesn't answer again. Let me know if you are interested and the rate works for you. Thanks so much. I'm not interested and the rate doesn't work for me. This is the Good Info Foundation. They boast on their homepage that good information is the lifeblood of a democracy. They further cry that we are in an information crisis. And the crazy thing about all of that? They're right.
Yeah, that video is fascinating for multiple reasons. One, it really does show you how propaganda spreads on the internet, how it is a coordinated campaign from the powers that be behind shadowy organizations like this one, right? That claim to be pushing good information, okay? Because good information is the lifeblood of democracy, according to these people. These are the same people out here pushing bad information that, in my opinion, is anti-democratic. in the sense that they're trying to mislead people in regards to Trump's role in the January 6th protest, right? They're trying to say that the guy is a criminal. That is criminal, even though there has been no criminal charges, right, that have come against Trump. It hasn't been proven that there's been a conspiracy. However, this guy, right, was told to go out there and say that Trump literally paid millions of dollars to make January 6th happen because Trump conspired. He conspired, right, to try to overthrow the election, right, to stage that riot at the Capitol. Okay, that is what they're saying, even though there's no proof or evidence of that, right? The January 6th hearings, which they claim are not over, but, again, they haven't really found anything. They haven't really done anything. They haven't even proven that, right? Nobody's proven that. But, yeah, you're supposed to go out here and say it. Again, this sounds like the exact type of stuff you hear on propaganda outlets like MSNBC. And where do you think they're getting their talking points from, right? They're getting their talking points from the Democrat Party. Which is like my whole point, okay? That these media outlets, a lot of these people, again, they're not coming up with these talking points on their own. They're literally getting this stuff from Democrat operatives. That's where they're getting it from. And they're told to go out here and say these exact things, right? That's why all these people now coming out and attacking MAGA Republicans. Okay, they're using the exact same talking points that Joe Biden and the Democrat Party are using. There was actually a story that I didn't cover, but maybe I should have covered it. That kind of, again, supports this idea that there is collaboration between the Democrat Party and these mainstream liberal media outlets, in which Barry Weiss, okay, who used to work for the New York Times, I believe, she exposed the New York Times, essentially asking Chuck Schumer, the leader of the Democrat Party in the Senate, basically running it by him before they could post an op-ed about Senator Tim Scott. Right, they wanted to run it by Chuck Schumer to get his okay before running the piece, which again is more evidence to suggest that, again, these media outlets, they're not independent. They are literally arms of the Democrat Party. And even the stuff that they put out about Republicans are vetted and checked by figures in the Democrat Party, sometimes as high up as people like Chuck Schumer, who is a leader of the Democrats in the Senate. That's the type of stuff that's going on here. That's the type of coordination that's going on between these mainstream liberal media outlets and the Democrat Party. But yet these people want to lecture us about the so-called attack on democracy, right? About misinformation, disinformation. When there's a coordinated effort from the left to spread their own version of those things. But see, organizations like this want to make it a thought crime to say anything that goes against the Democrat Party narrative, regardless of whether or not it is true, right? They're supposed to be fighting against election conspiracies, even though Democrats are the original election deniers, right? They're the original election conspiracy theorists, right? They're concerned about the fact that people don't know who their state legislators are and stuff like that, but they want to teach kids about gender and sex in school instead of focusing on actual real education. Again, these people, man, it really blows my mind the things that they say and then they turn around and do that are the opposite of the things that they say. But again, where this comes from, guys, is shadowy organizations like this. And this is why I'm doing this video, because it really does show you that, you got people that are behind this stuff in the shadows making this stuff happen, trying to pay influencers to push false information in the name of fighting disinformation. It absolutely blows my mind. It really does. It really does. So again, this is a nonprofit, right? They claim that Good Information Foundation is the nonprofit arm of Good Information Incorporated, a public benefit corporation committed to restoring social trust and strengthening democracy by investing in solutions that counter disinformation and increase the flow of good information online. Okay, aka, what we want to do is push the Democrat Party narrative, right? We don't really care about facts, trust, or democracy. We don't care about any of that stuff. What we really care about is what makes the Democrat Party look good and what makes MAGA Republicans look bad, right? What is anti-Trump? That's what this is about. And it's also what I found to be curious here is that they had information about the board on this website, but for whatever reason, they took it down. Probably because that video went viral, right? So they don't even want to show their faces behind who is pushing this so-called good information, because at the end of the day, they've been caught, right? They've been caught pushing bad information, pushing propaganda, Okay, again, I wonder how deep this goes, right? I think this goes a lot deeper. Obviously, this is something connected to the Obama administration in the sense that a former Obama official allegedly is running this organization, which again tells you exactly what this is. Okay, it's a Democrat propaganda non-profit. That's exactly what it is. And what I found to be hilarious is that when asked to back up their claims, their good information with facts and evidence, the shadowy figure that sent that email refused to do so. Couldn't back up the good information that Trump literally paid millions of dollars to make January 6th happen, and that this is criminal, right? This is criminal, okay? Right? Again, it's kind of hilarious how that worked. Maybe their good information is so good. But let me know what you guys think. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Most importantly, share a Black conservative perspective. Peace.